Hey everybody, I wanted to go over problem 14. This one is a little tricky. Um, so normally when we talk about frequency and relative frequency, we would give you the total number of things. If I give you the total number of things here, this problem is really straightforward. Fortunately, what I've done is I haven't given you that, but I have given you that the relative frequency on these ones, but I haven't given you the actual frequency. So I've took my data and I brought it over to an Excel spreadsheet here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a little ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the ones that I know. I know there are 32 items over here, but I don't know the total. Right? That's missing. I do know that the total percentage should be 1, and I know that the relative frequency of these 32 has to be 1 minus the relative frequency of that missing one, and minus the relative frequency of the other missing one. So 32 is supposed to represent 50.79%. So what I have here is I have a ratio. 32 to the total is 50% to 100%. And when I set up a ratio, we can solve that. We would do a little thing like cross multiplying. So we do 32 times 1, which is very easy. Total times 50%. That's just 50% times total. And then we would need to divide by 50%. So the total, I believe, should be 32 divided by this number. And that gives me 63. So if 63 is the total, then we might ask how many students read 1 to 5 books. Well, that would be 63 times the relative frequency. Nice number, 17 there. Similarly, the number of students that read 11 to 15 is going to be 63 times 22%. 14, again, a nice round number. That's a good indicator that I've done this right. Lastly is the cumulative frequency. So the cumulative frequency is the sum of the relative frequencies up to that point. So let's do this relative frequency first. This relative frequency is going to be 1 divided by 63. It seems like I'm not in a cell that's executable. So I'm going to come down here, okay? So let's do relative frequency. So it should equal 1 divided by 63. This is what I get for copying and pasting, by the way. So the cumulative frequency at that point is actually just going to be that value. At the next point, it was 17 divided by 63. That's at 26.98. So this cumulative frequency here is going to be this value plus this value. And then the next relative frequency should be 17 divided by 63. That's these 6 to 10 books. Of course, that's the same percentage as it was there. And then the cumulative frequency is going to be all the people before plus these new people, 55%. And of course, we can continue. This one is what, 14 divided by 63. So this one should be that plus that. 11 divided by 63. Might as well get all the answers right here. So it should be that one, all the guys before, plus the new people. And then the 21 to 25 books is 3 divided by 63. That gives me the relative frequency, and the cumulative frequency at the end will, of course, be 1. There you go. That's how you do this one. I know this one's a little tricky. Setting up this ratio is very weird. But I like to leave this one on there. It's hard, but I think you guys, especially at the end of this video, will get it. All right, keep working hard.